A series of fires have sprung up all over the city. It looks like arson, and the fire department is hard-pressed to stop them. Enter Firegirl, the daughter of a heroic fireman that gave his life to stop a similar series of fires many years ago. It's her job to put out these fires, save as many lives as she can, and get to the bottom of this once and for all. But what are all these rumors of fire monsters about? Developed by Dojima, Firegirl Hack and Splash Rescue DX is an action platformer in which you take on the role of the titular Firegirl, a rookie firefighter out to save the city. Armed with your trusty fire axe and a portable extinguisher, Firegirl's gameplay loop is simplicity itself. You're popped into a level with the task of extinguishing these fire monsters that are burning up everything in their path, while also scouring the levels for survivors, be they human or animal. The game adds complexity by introducing different fire monster forms you have to deal with, a very tight stage timer, and several obstacles in your path. You can smash through these obstacles with your axe, while your portable fire hose extinguishes the monsters and conventional fire hazards in your path. Every one of the monsters you take down adds valuable seconds to the clock. However, most survivors are hidden behind obstacles and doors that are going to take time for you to hack through. There's even further complexity added to the gameplay by a procedural level generation system. So, while there are only 4 types of levels, the further you get into the game, the longer they become. You may need to rescue even more survivors, or you might need to stop a burning train that's longer and more damaged than one you've been on before. Once you've saved everyone you can, you have to find the exit and get out of Dodge. Successfully completing a mission earns you both a salary from the city, and you'll have fans that donate to your cause. The more fans you have, the more money in your bank. If you fail the mission, however, you've got casualties on the list, and your fans won't give you a dime. Failing a mission also usually means medical bills, so you're motivated to try succeed every time. In addition to your standard firefighting duties, there's a little bit of base building and perk upgrades thrown into the mix as well. Your firehouse is a shell when you start off on your adventure, and you need that money to rejuvenate it. Specific survivors will apply for a position with you, bringing ultra-useful perks with them. A chef, as an example, will increase your maximum amount of life, while others will help you gain more fans, along with multipliers for donations. The most useful perk, of course, is the one that adds more time to your mission counter. On top of these perks, you can also upgrade your fire extinguisher to have a larger water reservoir and more power, while the shop across the road from the fire station will sell you better clothing for armor protection and a much faster, more powerful axe. Now, while my initial runs were quite frustrating, eventually I figured out how the game worked and I could start putting money into the upgraded perk system. Once that was done, the game immediately became much easier, and most failures were the result of me rushing through missions recklessly. Thankfully, as each chapter run became longer and more challenging, the gameplay still held up superbly. There's a distinct feeling of arcadiness to Firegirl. Whether it's your fans appearing at the bottom of the screen as a cheering mob who look like they're watching you from a movie theater, or the announcer that pipes up whenever you rescue someone or pick up more time. Even with the procedural generation, a feature I'm not a fan of, period, I found myself unable to put down Firegirl because the minute-to-minute gameplay was absolutely addictive. It scratched the right itch between challenging gameplay and the urge to complete a run flawlessly. Even with a fair amount of failed missions because I ran out of time, or dropped Firegirl between the wheels of a runaway train, there was always a sense of campaign progression and forward momentum. If there are any problems with Firegirl, it would be how little time the monsters give you for dealing with them. For most, you're looking at a measly 1 to 2 seconds added back on the clock. Usually, this means it's faster to just avoid them when possible and get the job done. It eases up significantly once you've got a survivor who can increase your time on the clock, but before then, you're incentivized to simply skip past the monsters. When it comes to the visuals, Firegirl is just gorgeous and filled to the brim with personality, using 2D sprites in a 3D world. The sprite work is fantastically animated and full of personality, in the way the characters move, the expressions on their faces, and the wonderfully cute noises the fire monsters make when you put them out. The developers have then used camera movement and a receding polygon world to create a sense of depth that works wonders. The combination of 2D sprites for foreground elements, and a 3D world receding into the distance, coupled with the gorgeous 2D art from the sky, all come together to create striking scenes. The 3D elements look good as well, with some nice reflections caused by fire, water, and the surface of metallic train cars. The game's audio is also good, with top-notch sound effects and catchy music that I found myself humming long after I put my console away for the day. Now, despite all the smoke and burning buildings, Firegirl Hack and Slash Rescue DX felt like a breath of fresh air in a crowded indie market. With gorgeous visuals, catchy audio, and truly addictive gameplay, I found myself unable to put the game down. In a rare event for me, even after I'd completed the campaign, I immediately felt the need to buy all the upgrades by tackling post-game runs. It's just that good.